If you're lying to me, I'll be back.
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Testing 1, 2. Sorry, man. Oh man, this is Grinds My Gears. This is Grinding My Gears. Jez7780 with the gaming Grindhouse. We'll try this the 4th time. Friggin' OBS decided to do updates before I went live, so I just came in, did a reboot. Hopefully, it's working now. My goodness gracious. The other thing is that I streamed OBS on my other computer when I was doing my test Halo. And I guess messed up the settings. So hopefully this thing works. Oh, damn. People are already going wild in the chat. What happened to Halo? We got happen. What happened to OBS? What happened to my stream? Holy crap. That was a friggin' pain in the ass. My goodness. But Grinders, we're here. I'm persistent. I wasn't going to tell people I was going to do a show today and have this thing fail. I wanted to deliver. And hopefully you guys hit that like button. Woo! Share it out. Let the grinders know. 4th time's a charm. And we got a special edition early bird special of the Gaming Grindhouse. Just checking in to see if Frogs is jumping in yet. Frog said he'll jump in a little bit. But man, oh man, yes, I missed a couple of days. Just some housekeeping stuff. I missed a couple of days. I know I wanted to do Monday night, then I thought about Tuesday. So what happened was when I was streaming over the weekend, I had my headphones on and I was yelling. And I don't know what happened. I also went to the beach and stuff, so I don't know, but my throat was sore. So I was like, it was raspy. So I was like, you know what? Let me take the night off because I can't come in here and do a gaming Grindhouse with a sore voice. I have no friggin' voice. So I took a break. That's why I needed just to recruit my voice around. So hopefully I don't lose it today. I'm making sure my headphones are fixed. And but man, I strained my voice over the weekend, and So that's why I delayed the show, because I wanted to talk about it on Monday, but when it was fresh in my head. But you know what? I let it ride, let it go on, and definitely want to focus on what I played over the weekend. Check out the stream. I know you guys have been watching it. Thank you again. But check out what we did so you can hear me. I just want to make sure audio, people can hear me. I got the knock on wood, dude. I did not get the cover. No, it was the friggin' Grinds My Gears friggin' goddamn hoarseness. But anyway, what's up, Jedi Johnny? How you doing? Logical Nonsense, Blues homie, how you doing? Buddy Cactus, Ice Queen, how you doing? Sam Ash, I got my beverage here. But I wanted to do it, and also too, I had some comments in the chat about people wanted to do a little bit earlier show, because some definitely people overseas wanted to catch it live. Some because I was doing it at 8 o'clock at night, and they'll be like, I'm sleeping. I'll check it on the other end. So I wanted to do one a little earlier for people. So, we maybe get some of the other grinders, the international grinders. Get them on and live so they could share. So obviously there's been a lot of stuff going on the Twitters. A lot of bull. Like, that's the other thing, too. There's been so much crap going on, like just back and forth. The hard drive screws, the tools, trash-ass Activision. Then people coming back and being like, the tools work. People doing SSDs saying they bricked the PS5. More Activision bullshit. Ybarra gets promoted. Like, all this crazy. Like, I'm just rolling my eyes going, where is the goddamn games? We are in the friggin' black hole of video games right now. Summertime. August. And I'm hoping, and then there's rumors of a delay for Horizon. There's I know they talked about sales. We got Xbox said they did well. Sony says the numbers. Sony says he has the numbers. PlayStation says he has the numbers. PlayStation hit the 10 million. Crazy. Nintendo 89 million units, dude. It is crazy how successful the consoles are doing with the PS5 and the Nintendo Switch. It is crazy. Xbox just says we did well, and they said they grow faster than ever. But man, oh man, like it is a wild time on Twitter. And the other thing is, my voice and stuff. I wanted to save it. Like I wanted to talk about something that I feel about, like something that grinds my gears, something that gets me going, right? And the Halo, I played a lot of it over the weekend, and I have a lot to say about it. And also too what people are saying and all this stuff, like I'm just collecting it all. And and seeing what people are saying, but also how I feel about similar things. I filled out the survey and did the survey there with they just sent me the survey about what I played. So I gave my feedback, similar things that I was mentioning and I will mention today about that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Frog jumps on, we could talk about some of those things, but really, the main thing that happened was the Halo Infinite tech test type thing. They had their announcement and then they had their their tech test. And so I got my invite like around I think on Friday night or the Thursday night, because I got to play it Thursday, right? And I played it on PC, my 3060. Had to download it, and I got the craziest thing is that they sent you a link to go to Waypoint. Then you had to go to Waypoint, which was crashed, in order to get the Steam key to download the game. What's up, Just Wait? How you doing? Yeah, I know. It's crazy, this whole screwdriver thing. So I got the key, downloaded the game, and then I streamed it on the first night. And I'll be showing my stream here and some other things that I wanted to show as well. Now, they had a video on, I believe, the Thursday afternoon or it was the Wednesday where they I thought, they looked like deers in headlights, dude. They were like shook, like what we're going to play. It's a tech test, blah, blah, blah. Is this what it is? Like, it's really, buy things in the battle pass, do this stuff. And very, very cautious. Like, they were very kind of like, I hope you like, be warned, basically. That was a little taken back from them. I'm like, oh man, these people don't look very super confident in what we're about to play. Well, I can see why, and I have some things, and there's some things they did well. But yeah, and then the Fruit Ninja. Oh my goodness, the fruit stuff. Oh, okay. I tell you, it is crazy. People, I saw Salty's podcast, for tonight. What his title is: "The Internet has lost their friggin' mind." They really did. Like. It is crazy. Like, Twitter is a goddamn traveling circus. Filled with Phil Ness and booties and just everybody on every end. Like, it is just comical. It's so comical that I had to put out my tweet of the day today. Like, I had to put out my tweet of the day. And I just couldn't help myself. And I was like, you know what? Let me add to this comedy that we have over here with, with Twitter. Because Twitter has been a friggin' shit show. And I was like, you know what? Let's add to the fun. So I had to do my tweet. Really wasn't really hard to think about it, but the Xbox donut filled with Phil Ness. I had to do my tweet. I had to add to the circus of Twitter, because this is what I think of Twitter right now. You can't put an honest thought on here. It is the shit talking battle royale. That's right. So, yeah, this happened too. You think I'm going to make this a topic list? Let's talk about the Xbox donut. Has Phil Ness in it. I think they call it soya. That must be Phil Ness. They call it soya right here. This one has a little extra Phil Ness in here. It has a little dent in it. But yeah, I thought it was a missed opportunity though, because inside of it, it has booty. It has a fudge. It would have been funny. It would have been funny if it had some white cream in it. But it has the chocolate fudge. It's filled with shit. No, I mean chocolate fudge. But anyway, it's filled with Phil Ness. Maybe they'll give you a month of Game Pass in there. You'll take a bite out of it, and they'll be like, "What the?" I'll take a bite in that donut, and I'll be like, "The hell's this?" And I pull it out of my mouth. What the fuck? It's basically a month of Game Pass card. I'm like, holy shit! You better watch. They're shoving Game Pass, a month of subscriptions in there. Friggin' gonna be a choking hazard. You know what they do? The razor blades and the friggin' the apples. They're gonna put friggin' they're gonna put Xbox Game Pass subscriptions in there. You take a bite out of it, you'll pull out a whole friggin' 1 month. Holy shit! Look, I got a month, Mom. The hell? Take another donut. It's like, oh, it's only 14 days. Ah, damn, we didn't win it. Pull out as 6 months. Oh shit, I got 6 months. This is how they're slipping your Game Pass right now. Would you like to buy a half dozen donuts? You may win a month of Game Pass, maybe 6. Anyway, congratulations, Phil. Excellent marketing. Loaded up a Phil Ness. You couldn't get people at the Fan Fest now. They'll take a bite of that and want to sign up for a year Game Pass. And they'll be seeing Gaming Gold for that. Level up with this epic gooey brownie-filled donut. Ooh. Anyway, that's my contribution to Twitter. Twitter's a piece of shit. Battle Royale of talk stupidness. And there's the stupidness. Let's add to it. But man, the comments, Grinders, you are up. Pause. That's right. Somebody pulled this at Danny. Somebody goes, this people go too far here. They go, what flavor does it come in? And somebody says Aaron Greenberg's Maker Batter. I'm like, oh shit. Now that's a pause. Oh damn. Sign up for Donut Pass. A fat bastard at the end of the year. Holy crap, the fat bastard. There he is. But anyway, there's the contribution. Enjoy Twitter. But anyway, Donut Pass. Oh shit, Link wants to come in here. There's Link. Oh, there's Link. I'm gonna join in. Hey, Link coming in. Hello, Link. Can you hear me? Link's on mute. Link, I got you. He has a comment. He wants to say he sampled the donut. I think Link had the donut. Uh-oh. Who downloaded? No, Link. Anyway, Link's coming on in. So,
No, I didn't download the donut. What?
Oh, I said you sampled the donut. The Xbox donut.
Oh, sampled it. No, I didn't. I didn't.
No. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I didn't know you were going to be on this early edition of the Grindhouse. I was like, I have to, but my voice was freaking killing me early in the week. So I was like, I got to do something, though. Especially this Halo. Did you get a chance to try out Halo at all?
Nah, I didn't. I didn't sign up for the beta.
Oh, damn, you didn't sign up for it. You know what's funny is that I signed up for it back, like, to be an insider, but I didn't link my Steam account, and I thought I was going to miss out on it, and when I linked my Steam account, then they sent it to me. So I must have just made the wave to get it, but I got it at the second wave of it. But, yeah, it's, let me talk about that. So, what have you been playing, man?
I've been playing some Guilty Gear Strive a lot. I played the Ascent the other day for maybe 7-8 hours with Sick Humor.
Oh, nice. Nice. What'd you think of it? I heard it's better in co-op, right?
It's got a lot of issues, though. We spent so much time troubleshooting the game, it wasn't even fun. Trying to get people in or keep, we got kicked out quite a few times. Trying to play with people, trying to join, we couldn't get the game to work where you could, you're supposed to be able to join while somebody else is playing, but we could never get that to work. We had to hop out, start a lobby, and then start the game. Then one of our guys that was wanting to play with us had the original Xbox One S, which is, a terrible console, but the load times on that is ridiculous. Like on the old console, it's like almost 3 minutes. So we're sitting there waiting on this person to load, You know what I mean? And then their character is moving at like 10 frames on the screen. Like we're moving at 60 or whatever the other guy, the Sick was playing on PC. So it was like I was on Series X, Sick was on PC, and we were playing with Fatal Mephisto. He was on the One S, and finally he just gave up on trying to play on the One S and just got on XCloud, and then it started working better.
He got on XCloud over Booster.
Yeah, because on the XCloud you're playing on the Series X now servers versus the One S, and trying to play that game with somebody on the last gen console, we couldn't get it to work, and if it did work, it was terrible. So lots of crashes, lots of issues with missions not wanting to start.
Really?
Missions not wanting to start, or it was just a lot of bugs, man, a lot of bugs. So
Logical Nonsense says you were trash at the Ascent.
Yeah, I was. Hey, I'm not gonna lie about it. I really wasn't into it. Like, I mean, I was just playing to kind of have good chat with the guys. And
yeah.
I was playing it, but yeah, I suck at the game.
So it's crossplay, right?
It is crossplay, but you cannot crossplay with Steam players. So
that's okay.
Yeah, they have to be playing from the Windows Store or on the Xbox console. If you're playing with somebody with Steam, which actually the Steam version of the game has way less issues.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard a lot of
you
people.
You cannot play with Steam players. The game, like I said, it seems like a decently fun game. It's not a bad game.
Yeah, I tried it,
and it's definitely not something I will ever play again. But I could see some people liking that type of game, and so I'm downloading the Back for Blood beta right now.
Oh yeah, did you have to get pre-order in order to access that?
No, you can pre-order it, or if you link your Warner Brothers account to your Twitch account and watch a Twitch streamer for 1 hour, you get a beta code. So
that's some fun. I was like, holy jeez! Wait, you got to link your Warner Brothers account, who has a Warner Brothers account? I don't know who has one.
I didn't have one. I had to create one.
All right, so you create a Warner Brothers account, and then
you can link it to your to your Twitch account.
To my Twitch account, and then I got to watch a streamer for an hour.
Right.
Playing the game or playing something else?
They have to be playing Back for Blood, and they have to have drops turned on, which it'll say in their description on their channel, drops are turned on. And so basically you have to watch an hour. It's not a consecutive hour. So if you get kicked out or whatever, it doesn't matter. The time will accumulate. But
that sounds that sounds like some.
But the website was not clear. The website was not clear on because I got a notification on Twitch saying, "Hey, I got my drop." So then I went to my Twitch drops, and it says you've been awarded the drop. So I'm like, "Where's my code?" Well, what I had to actually do to get my code, because the instructions on the Back for Blood website are not clear on how to get the code. I had to go back to the Warner Brothers website and log in. Once I logged in, there was a pop-up like on the screen where all my awards, and then I could click on it and redeem my code. So it's a kind of convoluted process.
How long is it? How long is the beta for?
It runs from the 5th through the 9th. And then they're going to do another open beta, the 12th through for another few more days. So
of what you watched, how does it look? Have you played it?
I wasn't watching it, so I was.
So you just had it run.
I was driving, so I just literally started the beta on my phone and just let it play, and I wasn't even looking at it. So I had about an hour drive. So once I got home, then I tried to redeem my code, but then I didn't watch very much of it.
All right.
Yeah,
well, I'll take a look. I think 6 is. I think he might be. So is it online too? Like, is it crossplay and stuff all activated in this beta?
I don't know. I don't know if the game supports crossplay. I do not know if it supports.
Right. It already sounds. I don't even like the I don't even like the whole watching the Twitch and them trying to kind of force this on streamers right now. To get this, I've already know what's crazy is the people that made this did Evolve the same stupid thing. They tried shoving Evolve as a friggin' sports game, an esports game, rather than just showing the game and having it evolve into a sports game, esports game if it should. Instead, when they showed it, instead of being like trying to sell you on the game, They had shoutcasters show up on stage yelling and screaming. You're like, what the hell? Oh my God, the monster's going after me. Like, this is still, like, everybody's like, I remember I was totally turned off on Evolve when they showed that and tried to shove it down our face as an esports title.
It says it does. So I'm on the website. It says it does support crossplay and cross-platform multiplayer. I'm not sure how it works.
All right.
But
now I see with this one, they're trying to make this like the streaming game. Like, you know, they're like this whole Twitch finesse thing. Link your Warner Brothers to Twitch, watch an hour of a streamer to get a beta code. Like, I don't know, man. We will see. I guess, but if you have Game Pass, do you automatically get the beta? Because it's part of Game Pass.
The only two ways you can get into the beta
is to buy it or watch Twitch.
Pre-order the game or do the watch. Link your Warner Brothers account, watch a Twitch streamer for an hour to get a code. From their website, those are the only two methods you can use to get a code.
All right.
So,
well,
yeah.
Well, you heard it here, everybody. Go give your DNA and all that other shit to get a code to go play Back for Blood for 4 days. At least it's for 4 days and not like, timed like, oh, you got to play from 9 to 12 on in 2 days and stuff. But I did, just jumping back to the Ascent, I did try the Ascent. I played it by myself because I finessed my monthly Game Pass.
It works a lot better if you're playing single player than playing the issues we encountered.
Yeah, because you obviously had all those issues with trying to get people in a room and stuff, and I think the game looks really good. I think it has the cool atmosphere and cool lighting on it. It wasn't hitting it for me, man. I did not like. This is the deal. This is the deal. I didn't like. It reminded me of Smash TV.
Well, the thing is with this type of game,
that kind of game.
This is
back for money.
It's a decent title. But the problem is the spotlight they're having to shine a bigger spotlight on these type of titles because they don't have any bigger games coming from their first party.
Well, of course,
so whenever there are games coming to Game Pass, they have to kind of prop them up a little bit. This really is like an indie, low budget type game. It was a good
get, I guess, right?
It's not a game. Yeah, it's a decent title to play, but it's not something you would sign up for Game Pass for because, the selling point is, hey, day and date first party games. And that's what people are waiting on. That's the thing. Those bigger games. But a game like this is going to be scrutinized a little bit more because there's not anything else, coming.
Well, the Hades. Did you see next month? Like the next coming weeks, it was like it was Skate.
Hades, but I'm buying it. Dude, I'm buying it on PS5. So,
but you see, like the thing that they have listed for next month. So like this is the thing, like for next month, the next couple of weeks, like Major Nelson just announced it. Like it was, it's like Hades. Then it's like Skate 1, Skate 3, Luminous remaster, like 360 games. And like some old, like really old game, like and Microsoft Solitaire on PC. And if you really look at what's coming to the console, like because you remember they put like games just going to cloud on there as well. So basically they show 8 games, but if you really say which ones are coming to your Game Pass if you play on console, there's probably like 5 of them of the 8 that they announced because the rest of them are just cloud or just PC only. Yo, what's up, Salty? How you doing? So I tried the Ascent. I played it probably for about a half hour, and then I deleted it because I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't care for the shotgun, the thing that you start with. It seems to shoot so slow, and compared to and to compare how fast the enemies are moving, and it sucked.
This is what I'll say about the Ascent. You can definitely tell this is a PC game that was kind of ported over because it really feels like it will control much better with a mouse and keyboard with the aiming. And even when you boot up the game, it says press any key to start the game instead of any button. Really? So you can tell that they didn't spend a whole lot of time optimizing this for the console. So it definitely feels like it will control much better on the PC than with a controller. It just doesn't feel very precise, the aiming.
I tried it with the controller on PC, and it was you're right. I didn't think that there was precision there, but I just wasn't like, and I guess the enemies that they introduced to you, it felt like I'm like there are games that play better than this. Like these guys that I'm showing right now on the screen, like they would just it was just kind of annoying. Like and also too, I think the navigation was kind of confusing too, like trying to figure out where I had to go. And I was just like, anybody got time for that? Like I just don't have the patience right now because the map was very confusing.
When we actually got the game to work, it was a decent, fun time co-op. But I definitely would not play this game by myself. I just didn't. Because I started. It's funny because I started the game, and I played maybe 20 or 30 minutes of the game, and I actually turned it off. And then I ended up getting on with Sick and playing with them. And like I said, it was more fun playing with the guys than it was the game I think I was enjoying. But it's not a bad game. It's a decent game.
Did you find navigation challenging, like to find where to go next and stuff? Because that map was kind of crazy. Like I was going to the map and I was trying to figure out where the hell to go. And I played about an hour, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just not right now because I wanted to see. To try to get multiplayer going, but I just didn't, I wasn't feeling it, and I stopped playing it. But maybe I jumped back into it, but I kind of just was like, I uninstalled it. I was like, let me try some Flight Simulator.
Highly doubt I would be going back to it.
Dude, I went back to Flight Simulator, and it's like another 29 gigabyte update. I'm like, dude, I'm just going to launch Google Maps on my phone. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, every time I boot up Flight Simulator, it's like another 29 gigabyte update. It did one on launch, and then it did another one, and I'm like, you know what? For this boring-ass game, I wanted to try it with a controller because I tried it with keyboard, and that is, like, ridiculous. Because it, like, uses, like, Alt and Shift and ones and twos, and I'm like, what the? Use G and F. I'm like, you use a whole friggin' keyboard to launch your plane. I'm like, I just want to use a controller. So I finally had my setup for the controller. Let me try it. 29 gigabyte updates. I'm like, you know what? You're done. I'm like, by the time I hear that thing finishes, I'm like, forget about it. I'm like, you know what, dude, this thing is.
Do you have a TV or monitor that supports VRR?
Yes. Well, that's something that uses. Yeah, I have the G-Sync.
Is that the same thing?
Yes, it is. Yeah, okay. It's G-Sync. G-Sync's on. I have G-Sync on both my monitors. They're two, 144. One's 166. One's 144 hertz. Both 1440p. The one I have a Dell one, which is friggin' awesome, and then I got this AOC.
Oh yeah,
one.
You're playing on PC. I forgot about.
Yeah, I was playing on PC. Yeah, I had. I have a 3060 and I have a 2060. Two gaming.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but PC game is trash.
Nah, it is. Dude, no, it is. PC gaming. I mean, I cannot live in PC gaming world, dude. I can't. Like, it's nice
being able to play at the higher frame rates and maybe higher fidelity.
I'm a console person through. Like, I'm a console person. I want to sit back, have my surround sound, have my headphones on and play. I don't want to be sitting in my office chair playing games. So I'm not really a PC person. I just have PC, really. The real reason why I even got interested in PC gaming was to play Xbox games while I waited for the One X. And then when I found out how much the One X was, I was like, and then found out that all their games are coming, I was like, well, then I don't need a One X. And then they continued this with the Series X. So I just stuck. That's why I just had even PC. So, like, they did their job on me. Basically, they got me to even consider gaming, a gaming laptop or a gaming machine, because they put their games there and I could do voice chat and I didn't miss a step. So I'm like, well, this is where they want me, so I will dab in their games here. And that's why, that's how I even got into it. But again, like and also too, I got into it because of VR. I had my HTC Vive, and that's how I got into VR. And then I got the PlayStation 1, which I felt was more comfortable. And I'm really hyped for the new PlayStation VR. I know that leaked.
PlayStation VR.
That says that they're going to use, and I don't have it as a thing on here, but basically they're going to use the Fresnel lenses, which is basically what all the VRs use now, and it's better for it has like the Fresnel lenses are basically like intertwining, basically concentric circles in the glass, and basically it's good because it's supposedly it's better than it was. It's the better way to do it Then what Sony did was a low resolution panel that did not have the Fresnel lenses. So some people, like, if it always had a good shot with the Sony one, but the thing is that the Fresnel lenses actually are a better build of a VR than what Sony did, where they just put a 110. Sony basically did where they did a high resolution, very good screen, but it was a one piece, where the other one does two different images, and the Fresnel lenses put them together, like give you a bit of 3D effect, supposedly, or something along those lines. But it's interesting that they're putting that in the new PlayStation VR. But I'm really hyped for what they're going to do with the controller, because if they've done this with the DualSense, you know that tech is going to be put in those controllers. And the biggest problem I had with the PSVR was that they didn't have the thumbsticks. And as games got more and more immersive, and people wanted that kind of movement of a first-person shooter but thumbsticks and having that kind of analog control, those Move controls did not have that at all. They had the stupid face buttons, which were horrible, and it wasn't built for that kind of movement. So you had no analog control in the game. And their PSVR, that aim controller, did have it, which was great for those games that use the aim controller, but they didn't have it on their Move controllers, and that was an issue because, as the other ones, Oculus and stuff like that, had analog sticks, you could use the analog stick in addition to your head movement to really get immersed in the game, where the PSVR Move, it didn't have it. So I'm looking forward to what they're going to do with the new one, and I can't wait to see what that thing is. And I'm glad they're talking about it so soon, and they didn't go kind of silent on, like, even acknowledging that they're working on a VR to like 2 years in. Like, they're really ready to jump on it. So hopefully next year.
Paul. I think I may hop into VR space and see what it's about.
Yeah, there's so much now. Like, back when this thing came out, like, it was very tech demos and things like that. Now there's like a whole gamut of any type of game that you want. Arcade games, like sports games, just chill games, like puzzle games, like it is a whole gamut now of VR games. Like, the library is insane of what's available. Like, you could basically take yourself anywhere, so I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's you should definitely try it. Definitely try it out. But yeah, PC gaming on the other end, like, it just trying to get the stream up. It took me 3 tries because of my settings and stuff like that. It's frustrating, but again, like, I have the screens. I use the screens more for like refresh rate and like just doing like video, photo editing, things like that, and just having the smoother screens. It's better. Right, like, for gaming, it's an extra bonus, but the fact is that you'd see the smoothness in the screen. And even when I got my new laptop, I made sure I even went with a low resolution screen, but a higher refresh rate. So it's like a 144 hertz 1080p screen, which I'm going to tell you right now, if you are not even interested, if you're going to get a next laptop, go get the Zephyrus Asus, the ROG Republic of Gamers, Zephyrus G14. All right, this is it's around like 1300, but this thing is like an ultra.
What kind of GPU does it have in it?
It has a 3060 in it, and there's another one, the G17, which is a G15, which is a little bit bigger, or the 17, and it has that one has, I think, a 3070 in it. But man, this thing, for what its size is, that they did last year's model was like the most popular. It had a 2060 in it. But the Zephyrus G14 laptop, friggin' incredible. It is the smallest gaming laptop. It has great thermals, and it is like light as can be. You wouldn't believe it's a gaming laptop. I might have to do a coverage on it on my channel just to show this thing, because it's going to be dropping in price. And if you could get one for the holiday, don't get no $1,000 Ultrabook. Get this computer, because this is everything you need. Gaming, portability, and even battery life, because that's always the problem. My first gaming laptop basically was like 2 hours, 3 hours. This thing, if you're not using the gaming, this thing lasts you like 8-9 hours. And on top of it, the software allows you to turn off the GPU, the big GPU in it, to just use the internal Intel GPU to save battery life like an Ultrabook. So you don't even have to be running your 3060 all the time. You could just run your internal one to save some battery life. But anyway, that's for another day. Man, what are you building a house over there? You're building he's building his apartment.
He's building a grind cave.
Yo, it's a frogs. I know. Link is like freaking, like, he's building the house. He's working on the construction work.
I know you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys already talked about Halo.
No, we didn't.
Nah, no,
we were talking about
okay.
the Ascent, and we were talking about.
Sound like you were talking about coming to PCMR. That's what it sounded like.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm talking about why not
coming to PCMR. Jazz is PCMR.
Oh shit.
PCMR.
That's it.
No,
That's it.
Keep that PC.
Keep
play
that
where
PC.
you love your games at, man. You know, if you have the games and they want to play it, you know, hey.
It sounds expensive, dude. So, Frog, before we get into the Halo, the main topic, it's going to be a grinds board, grinds table. What have you played besides anything? Like, what have you been jumping into? I know we played some Splitgate, but I think we should kind of. I want to merge that talk into
we'll talk
the Halo
about that
stuff.
with Halo.
Yeah.
So I played the Ascent on Xbox. I was in a conversation this week, and it didn't go over too well. A lot of I got invited to a conversation with some trolls. Shout out to the person who invited me. They weren't the person that was a troll. It was just two other clowns in there that wanted to troll, and then come to find out these guys. You know, one of the guys, man. A lot of stuff he talked. Now I looked at his trophy list and I was like, "Geez, man, you're sitting at like a 290 compared to my 411." I'm like, so I don't know who plays more games, me or him, but obviously, it seems like I play more games. But I would say I've been playing the Ascent, a little bit of Splitgate, a little bit of COD multiplayer, Cold War. Even with all the stuff going on, you know, I do still play it. Mm-hmm. You know, I think everybody with the cancel culture, I think that what happened at that company was wrong. It's disgusting. But I also think that when you say we're going to boycott this company, we're going to stop supporting their products, then at that point, my opinion is you got to boycott a lot of stuff. You got to stop drinking Pepsi. You got to stop drinking Coke. Don't buy stuff from Microsoft. Don't buy stuff from Apple. Don't buy Ford. Don't buy Chevy. At that, and here's the problem with that.
Where do you draw the line? Where do you
draw the line at? And then if you're boycotting and you're saying we're not supporting their stuff, you know, also I look and say you have to punish the individual people. You have to punish the individual people that are doing it. You can't go after the company as a whole. I see a lot of people who are doing little podcasts or talks, especially a lot of women. Shout out to the women that are out there. And I understand their points, but I think that, you know, the wrong thing to do is say, stop. You know, now I know it's dealing with game, but I think the wrong thing to do is say, go after the company as a whole. And it's about hate for their franchise, Call of Duty. A lot of people don't like to see them on top making as much money as they do. So they like, get rid of them. We don't need them. They're trash. Call of Duty, you know, is a big a gangbang, not a gangbang,
oh Jesus,
because that's basically that's what they were doing over at their office, trying to gangbang. But you know, and it's pretty disgusting. Like I said,
it sounds like a frat house with some of the bullshit that
it was a frat house.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
The stuff they were talking about, the stuff they were talking about, gangbangs and the Kazi room and all that stuff.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
And what I say to that is the behavior is not. I had put it on Twitter. I said, you know, you have to go after the people directly that were doing this. You can't punish the company as a whole, because a lot of those people that work in the company, they weren't the people that were doing it. So if you say, I'm not supporting this, I'm not supporting that, then you're hurting just the people that actually you're compassionate for. The people you say you're compassionate for, you're hurting them. You're hurting their pockets. So the bigger fact is, take these people out of power that were in there doing it wrong. Change
That's
that
what
HR
it seems
department.
like they're doing.
Yeah, change that HR department. Bobby Kotick needs to go. He needs to go.
He always needs to go, that friggin' Kotick bitch.
And my whole thing, but what I constantly hear is, the rhetoric that I hear is, well, I hate Call of Duty, so yeah, they need to go. It has nothing to do with hating Call of Duty. It has nothing to do with hating World of Warcraft. It has to do directly with I can't understand why people put Call of Duty in the same sentences. I understand what they publish and what they develop, but you have to look at it as a company and say, look, this is disgusting. Let me tell you something. What has happened in Activision has happened in the U.S. Army. I did 20 years in the Army, and I've seen this shit in the Army. In the United States Army, right? So if you want to cancel Activision, you got to cancel a lot of shit out there. There's a lot of shit. And I hate when people pick and choose. And like I said, shout out to the women who are doing podcasts on it. But there's a lot of women out there that are, you know, they're doing picking and choosing because they've been through things. And I'm like, look, where do you draw the line of saying, okay, well, you know what? Ubisoft is not wrong because Ubisoft just went through something similar, and you're not going to cancel them, but we want to capture Activision as a whole because we heard the disgusting stuff. First of all, everything that's been named, everything that's been said is something that we have to take in the pretense of, hey, they're innocent to proven guilty. Until they're proven actual guilty in a court of law, they're innocent. A lot of people also just like, oh, they did this. It's just, I hate them. We don't know. This is what was said. And so if these things that was said that they did, it's disgusting, they're heinous, and the people should be punished. But I think we tend to, in a sense, crucify people, crucify things before we even know the truth,
Well, they said
it's kind of...
What do you
it's kind of bad.
What do you think about the whole Ybarra now took over, right? He took over Blizzard.
He's him and someone else are co.
Yeah, they're basically like they're
that's pretty crazy. Because I saw people even saying like Ybarra knew about this stuff, and it's like what the guy
see, that's a problem. I think that's a problem.
I was like, people like, no, man, like you gotta.
It's stuff that, that's the thing. Like, everything that is being said right now is something.
Well, this is what happens.
Once
we
don't know if it directly and definitely happened.
Shreya was on it too.
You got to wait for that trial. You got to wait for everything. The same thing. Look, let me tell you. There are a lot of people out there that get punished, and I'm not saying these things didn't happen because listening to this stuff, I'm like, I've seen this stuff in the military for 20 years, and you would think the United States military, you wouldn't see. I've seen. But it's the person who's in charge. Me as a supervisor, me as a leader, I direct who is responsible for that. Yeah. I take action. I don't bullshit around it. You know, I tell people when they're under my chain, if this is something that I see and I hear happening, it will directly affect you, and of course, you will no longer be a United States Army soldier. I don't play that. And see, that's a difference. They should have had that. I had a no tolerance rule. No tolerance. So if I have a no tolerance. Look, let me tell you something. In my 20 years in the military, I'm not ashamed to admit this. I had a soldier that said I sexually harassed her, right? And I was like, wait, how did I sexually harass you? And I was working in the emergency room, and I said, I don't understand how I sexually harassed this young woman, And she said, she brought this case against me. And then it went from I sexually harassed her to my supervisor sexually harassed her to a civilian sexually harassed. And I was like, I know I didn't do this, so what the fuck is going on? Well, come to find out, when they investigated it, she hadn't just done this with me. She had done this at a previous employee. She'd done this at a previous. She had a history of doing this, of going in there and saying she falsifying. And I was like, okay, because everything she said I was doing, I was like, no, I didn't do that. I can prove it. No, there's no way. And it was stuff that I didn't even talk to her. So if I'm not talking to you, how am I sexually harassing you? And it was like, oh, well, you looked at me this certain way and told me to go put an IV in this patient, and I felt you wanted me. Really?
That's crazy.
So she had psychological problems.
Damn,
Eventually, she had to be taken out of the military because she's psychological. But so that's one handed, right? But there are women who are sexually harassed. So on that term, it's kind of like, damn.
Well, the legal stuff is still going on with Activision, right? They're still identifying people, and they are going to like. Now, let me ask you a question. What do you think that this is? Do you think they're like, what's going on with Call of Duty? Do you think they're going to release this year?
I think they have to, but I think they have to do it. I think they have to do it in a way that's very gentle because
they gotta wait for a lot to blow over.
They gotta wait for a lot of this stuff to blow over. Yeah, but my point I was making, Jazz. If everybody that heard with me, my supervisor, the civilian, the other. If everybody just heard that and said, "Man, you guys are disgusting. You guys are heinous," and without an investigation, we would have just been looked at as these really. It would destroy my career. You know what I'm saying? So there was investigation done. It was like, and then it came back. It was like, "Yo, she hasn't just done this with you guys. She was moved from this department to your department because she did over some other guys and she falsified it."
The tools.
And
Tool Man's here.
One of those things is like,
Tool Man.
She constantly did it, and she was one. She's probably one in 1,000 women that go out there and falsify these things. Because I was like, look, I have no interest in you, and I know I'm not. I don't understand it. Yeah. And but there are women out there who are scared, who don't say anything, and you know what? You know who I blame most and foremost for this in a lot of ways. is the HR department, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of, and the reading what I read, if it's true, it seemed like a lot of HR department people were buddy with these people who are doing the disgusting, heinous stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, the problem is they didn't have the right people in the right place. So you gotta punish those people in the right place. Bobby Kotick probably, and this is what I'm gonna say. Bobby Kotick is real high on the food chain over there, right? So there's probably a lot of stuff he didn't know about. But no matter what, because you're so high in the food chain, once you've heard about this stuff, you have to take action. You have to immediately terminate those people. You have to.
Well, that's what they started doing and stuff like that. So
yeah, you have to settle.
We'll see what they do.
Somebody shouldn't have lost their life because of this. Because it got so heinous and disgusting. Those people who were so disgusting and heinous, you have to punish those people. Yeah. And then you have to create a contract that says, and I don't know if they have a contract, that you have to create a contract that says, look, if you do these things, you will be terminated, and you will be prosecuted.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what else? What else is interesting too is that they said something with their stock shot up, or after it went down, it went up their earnings and stuff. And supposedly their next 6 months are gonna be like releases. Like I guess they're gonna have Overwatch 2, and then so like as somebody was saying, like this won't affect Call of Duty at all. And I think a lot of people are thinking that Call of Duty's in turmoil and not gonna show up. Like the only problem I have with Call of Duty was the rumor that it was going to be a World War II game, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
That's my only problem.
That's my only problem right now with Call of Duty. Like, if it's going to be a World War II game, but
I think,
we got to see what it looks like, and if this,
I think that, I was going to say, I don't
think it's going to affect the release though.
I think this gets settled in a way that's different than a lot of people expect, and I think it'll die down and we won't hear about it. I think they will find a way to settle this differently.
Yeah.
Activision, look, we all know that Activision has some bad, as far as gaming, they do some bad stuff. But on the flip side, as a company, as a corporation that works with people, the stuff that those guys were doing, and there was some women, but the stuff that mostly the guys are doing, it's disgusting, it's childish. They should be punished. They should be terminated. They should be blackballed from working in the industry again. If you're doing this stuff, you're scooting around your desk, looking under women's dresses, and if this is proven to be, factual, like it's disgusting. Like it's very childish.
Well, we'll find out more when it comes out on this.
And I hope that they prosecute them to the full extent of the law, because this is disgusting. Yeah. It's not just because somebody passed away. It's just nobody should have to be in a working environment. I couldn't work in an environment like that because I'd punch people in the fucking face. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm the kind of guy, I truly believe if you see something disgusting and heinous, you take care of it. And maybe it can, fall back on me, and they say, well, you're fired because you tried it. Well, I'm going to punch you in the fucking face in the parking lot when I'm fired.
Oh, damn.
Because you want to fucking do dick jokes and stuff at work and rape jokes. Like, I fucking think that's disgusting. So even though I'm fired, I'll wait for you in the parking lot.
Yeah.
As they say
up.
On
But we need to move on. We'll find out more about what's going on, because they got to talk about it. But I don't think it's going to affect the Call of Duty. It definitely will affect. I think it will affect though the perception of Call of Duty. I think there will be some sort of non-support from people, some sort of boycotting. Like I do think there will be some. I don't think it'll be enough to really cause a dent in Call of Duty. I think that. Unfortunately, this serious stuff should have more of an effect. But I think if they go to, if they go to World War II, that will probably have a bigger dent on the sales of Call of Duty. And if they just do like a online, I don't know what they're doing. And I think that's one of the things too, like the fact that we are in August now, and there hasn't been a Call of Duty anything. And I guess we're going to let this blow. They're going to let this kind of sort itself out. They're making heads roll right now of people that they could quickly identify, people stepping down. But then eventually I think they're going to go into PR mode and basically, and basically start getting this stuff out. You know what I mean? And start talking about Call of Duty and get their holiday on the line. But, yeah, I know. It's all on Twitter, and that's the thing. I said what Twitter's going on, but we're going to go to the...
this is something. The last point. This is something I think that a small part of the community knows about, and I think that the casual audience may not know about it as much because they just go out there and buy Call of Duty every year. They don't even know that Activision really makes this game. They just know it's a Call of Duty game. So I think this is a smaller part of the community that knows about this. That's why I think it doesn't ultimately affect as big as people think it is, and the reason is because too many casuals buy this game. They're not in the know,
of all that stuff.
The news.
But we'll see. But it is a big news story and a big thing that's going around. And Blue actually said a good point here, and I agree. And I don't even think it's and I agree with it. He's probably saying if you think it's only Activision, you're deluding yourself. He's like, this is an industry-wide problem,
right?
And the entire IT sector. And you're right, because the IT sector has been kind of male-dominated for a long time, and and now with a lot of women getting involved in and stuff like that, the geeks and stuff, these people don't know how to handle themselves. And I did think the culture is definitely evolving there. And it was like almost like a frat house, like it was like a frat party. And you could even know what's interesting. Every time I keep hearing this, I keep thinking of like, what was the movie where they talked about was Bill Gates' thing, his launch? What the hell was that? It was like, the Apple story, like how Apple, remember the Steve Jobs biography? How that was the movie, like with the Steve Jobs movie, like look how that started, and look the culture and the environment that they're doing. So, dude, this like I said, it's all over Twitter. It will be. Twitter's not the place to get real news anyway, and we'll find out more when they do the legal stuff, and we'll find out more. But yeah, it is disgusting. I'm glad that it was solved. Like people brought it up, and now it's in the conversation. But and how that's going to affect Call of Duty, I don't know. I do think that once we see Call of Duty, we will know more about what the hell's going on, whether I'm even interested in Call of Duty this year. Because there's a lot of other things too that Call of Duty need to do, and Battlefield just does look so good. And that Portal thing on Battlefield has me going, I can't wait to just do crazy ass game modes and all that other stuff in there. So Battlefield looks awesome, but there is gonna be, I think, another shooter this holiday, maybe. We don't have a release date yet, but we're talking about the big H. And that is Halo Infinite. We don't have a release date yet. I played the tech thing. I streamed it. And we're going to talk about what has happened to Halo. So with that, this is a combination. Grinds board. Grinds table. Here we go. Here's your grinds board. One topic. Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, so I was talking about how I got the beta. And how, the beta, it's not beta, it's a technical test. Whatever the hell that is. And they did their thing. So I downloaded it and I played it on Thursday night. So the first off, the menu screen was a little whacked out because it was very it was blurry. It was clear, and then I changed the resolution. I changed the textures to ultra, and then it got blurry. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I put it back on low, and low gave me better resolution at the main screen. So it was weird. Like already, I found the first bug going on in this thing. So
hey, Jazz.
Yo.
You said the big H, and somebody said that you talking about hemorrhoids.
Oh shit! Bleeding ass. They already had that.
Hey, they already starting in the chat.
They're already starting.
Oh god, here we go.
It starts. Here we go. Now I'm gonna get my stuff here.
Somebody said the fruit beta.
The Tropicana lady beta. Holy crap!
Oh my god,
dude. So. Yeah, so I definitely wanted to stream to get my initial stuff. You can see me even messing with the menus here. So I'm gonna give you the I don't know how to start with this thing. So,
well, I I kind of want to know where you were playing it at and kind of what your
yes. So
like
I was
what's
playing
your resolution
this
frame, all that kind of stuff.
So I played this on PC. So I got it from Steam. I was playing the Steam version of this, and I played on my 3060, playing at 1440p, and my resolution, my frame rate was hovering around 30 for the longest time. The first night was bad.
Oh wow!
It was bad. This game was not optimized for PC at all.
Yeah.
I was lowering resolutions. I was messing around with my textures. I was messing around with everything, trying to get the frame rate up, but the frame rate was hovering around 30. The second stream, the second night, was a much better experience, and obviously I was able to get around 60 frames per second from what I was running out off on the thing. So they did an update overnight, and that's where they added the 2 extra maps. So I would say initial impressions, the first thing that I saw was that it's not a super looker right now. And I wanted to be very cautious on, ripping apart the graphics and ripping apart kind of like what this is, because this map that I'm showing now, this first map, this was the worst one of the 3. I thought this one was very not very graphically appealing. It was all right. I think the design was very limited and lazy, almost like worse than like a training ground type thing. And I feel that it wasn't really the grass, like everything, like it looked all right. It didn't look like horrible, but it didn't look great at all. So I was like, well, this is the alpha, whatever the hell this thing is, we'll just let it go. But right now, this is not giving me golf good vibes, for what it's looking at. And this first map, I have to say though that the next 2 maps, especially Bizarre, which one I thought was the better one, did give a better graphical presentation to it with that Call of Duty looking map. That one did a better one. This one, I was messing around with settings trying to get this thing to look better than what it was. But again, the biggest problem for me is that this is a new engine, and it feels like Halo 5 light. They took a lot of the movement abilities in Halo, a lot of the things in Halo 5, and took them away and said, nope, no more. We tried it. You don't like it. Ground pound, shoulder charge, the air thrust to get to different ledges. All that stuff is gone. Now it's just Halo, you have a sprint, you got a slide, and that's about it, And any mobility type stuff is in the equipment, which I got to say the equipment was not memorable at all. For me, like I thought that the weakest thing was that shield. I thought the shield, first off, the shield didn't have any kind of oomph when you dropped it, this equipment, and it didn't have any kind of sound. The bubble shield was such a great thing, and you could tell, and this is where I go back, people go, Halo 3. The bubble shield was awesome, and you want to know why the bubble shield was so awesome as equipment as opposed to this thing? This thing, you drop it, and it creates this kind of, this paper shield where they could shoot out little segments of this shield, right? And I have it here on the thing. Here it is right here, this shield here. And basically, you could shoot through it, but they can't shoot through it. Now, when you dropped the bubble shield in Halo 3, right?
Right.
It was awesome gameplay mechanic. And this is the shield here. This thing is like paper thin. You could do a couple of shots. But what was awesome about the bubble shield was that when you dropped it, you couldn't shoot out and they couldn't shoot in. So it was like a neutralizer. When you dropped it down, people would just be like, oh, like you'll have this stop moment in gameplay. They have
to come in there with you.
They got to go in. Exactly.
Right.
You got to go in and smash them, or you just kind of let it dissipate. But like it was a gameplay stalemate. Like it was like, dude, I'm getting killed. Drop the shield. And all of a sudden now, either they're going to come in there and you're going to do a melee fight, or they're going to wait or just not bother with you. That was so, like, it was such an awesome thing to gameplay when you're in this firefight and you could drop this bubble shield and create this kind of, this kind of pause. This thing, you drop it and you could just run around it. Like, it's just a little like temporary shield to get a thing, but you could shoot through it, so you could cheese through it. And like I didn't think it really did anything. Like, it wasn't, I would never even drop it. I would just like try to just get rid of it out of my equipment. Then they gave you this other equipment, which was the hook shot, which that is an equipment drop. I did think that it was okay. I like the hook shot for the equipment, but the problem with the hook shot is that I feel like that should be something that everybody has. Like, I think it would add to the game, and that's going to be my major critique of the whole game, is that there's nothing new with it. Again, it's Halo 5 Lite, so if you played Halo 5, this basically has tailed down a lot of the things that they put in Halo 5, and they took it away to kind of bring it back to basics, and then they added this equipment stuff. The other thing that was a little bit of a thing that I wasn't too much of a fan of was all the different weapons. They didn't have like really good weapons. Like, the only weapon that the worst weapon I did not like was the heat wave, which is that shotgun that does the ricochet thing, and that thing basically does a horizontal or a vertical shot. It's the only one with an alt fire, and that one, though, that heat wave thing just kind of, it goes through the people. Like, it didn't look really cool. It does give that Promethean kind of like dissolve, like they dissolve, but it's not as again, a lot of the things, well, a lot of the effects, like a lot of the weapon effects, the needler didn't have the glass sound or the explosion, but it was powerful, but it didn't have like the cracking of the glass and all that. So a lot of effects were not in this. Like, the grenades looked really, like, did not really do well. Plasma grenades looked like no emphasis on this. And the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people are running around going like, dude, the best game, like, it's incredible. When I'm like, there's a lot missing here for anybody to make that kind of judgment. I'm not going here and say this is trash, but I'm not going to go out there and say, dude, this is going to be a hit of hits. This is the best Halo ever, or they brought it back. They got a lot of work to do. Okay,
did you feel, I was going to ask, did you feel kind of like, because I did see a lot of people saying, oh, Halo's back. And I kind of felt like just watching the gameplay, I was kind of like, oh, it looks like something I'll play. But I felt like it's more or less, we haven't had a big hit on, from Halo. We haven't had a Halo game in a while, and then we haven't had a big game that's really been there for Xbox. I think it's on both parts. So I think that could be a reason that a lot of people are saying it. Because I know I'm excited about Halo because I want something to play that's exclusive on my Xbox. And Halo, what better game to play than Halo? So I am excited about it. But I was going to say, do you feel like that's the reason that people are getting hyped just because it's an exclusive and
of course,
and it is Halo?
Of course, it's Halo, and that's where, the title of this whole thing, and it's funny because basically, and there's the new gun here, the Needler, which I thought was cool. It's a rocket that you could shoot one needle out and you could pin somebody to the wall. I want to see what that does to cars and stuff like that. Like, that would be interesting to see if that does anything to vehicles. But yeah, I think, and it was funny that my feeling after playing, my general feeling was that similar to exactly what what's his name said, the streamer, the
Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect. Mm-hmm. Where like Halo is that game that does the next thing. And this game, and again, it's the tech alpha, so maybe there's some stuff in there. Does not like
does it I mean, does it, because I haven't played it. And I mean, it was a game, at launch of the Series X before they delayed it, was the game that I was looking forward to playing. Mm-hmm. I mean, is there any wow factor to the game whatsoever?
No wow factor to the game right now. Like, basically, the big things that they've been highlighting is the in that stream was the battle pass, was the cosmetics, and they changed the game for that stuff. So instead of having red versus blue, you have every colors. That the people are purple, they're red, they're blue, but they could be red and be on the blue team. And what they did was they create this aura, and you could see them, this blue and red aura around people, and they look like Tron. basically, and that's also their shield. And one of the other problems was that there was no significant shield pop. Like when you pop the shield, you'll see in Halo, you'll see them basically, like flickering. Like you'll see a shield flicker, knowing that shield is down. Now you can aim for the head. This one, they have these auras around them because they want to encourage customization. The problem is that it makes it look kind of cartoony in the fact that these people are walking around with all these kind of blue outlines and red outlines. And also, too, they can manipulate that. So somebody's running around on blue in a blue outfit because red was one of the things, like a red arm or a red leg, like a red arm and stuff like that. And you initially look, it's like, oh, that's red team. No, that's the other team, but it's supposed to be blue team. So, and that's the issue is because they want this customization because it's a free-to-play game and they want to encourage customization of all different colors. You could make, you could have them purple, you could have them yellow, have them green, have them orange, but they're part of the blue and red team. They use the shields and the aura about it. And one of the comments and a lot of people complaining was that it's too much. Like it doesn't give you good satisfaction of draining the shields. It doesn't give you a good indication. Yeah, I died here. But it doesn't give you a good indication of where they are. And everybody looks like kind of a color blob. So the customization really doesn't even matter because only time you see it really is in the introduction screen. And after that, you're just a blue and red blob running around with a shield that just kind of, as you shoot them, and you can see, as you shoot them, that guy, you just glow brighter. Like they just glow brighter.
I got a question. I tried to make a statement. I tried to make a statement this week, and there was a chat, and they were asking the question, if Halo could be a Game of the Year contender. And the question I tried to answer my answer was going to be, I don't think he could be a Game of the Year contender because I think that it's not what Halo's not what it used to be. It's fallen from grace, in my opinion. I mean, people may disagree with me. I think that when on the multiplayer side, because it's only on one console, it can never be as big. Even if it's on PC and Xbox now, I still think it can never be as big as the big shooters out there like the Call of Duties and the Battlefields. Once those games came out and they solidified their fan base, it's hard to say Halo can be even a competitor Call of Duty and Battlefield. It will never be that. Because it's only, an Xbox game and a PC game now. And then I said, the other thing is, even when you look at sales matrix of what Halo's done from the first one all the way to now, like Halo, they've never, they don't reach that pinnacle of that, I think only one has reached 10 million. Other than that, they sell about 6, and my whole thing is like Halo is not the juggernaut it used to be. And what needs to carry Halo outside of the multiplayer is a definitively good story. That's the only way Halo gets nominated, even in some kind of Game of the Year category. I don't think it could be nominated for any. It may be nominated for multiplayer game, but not Game of the Year. I don't think you'll see that.
I don't think anybody should be talking about any Game of the Year right now based on what they played. I think that is a premature fallacy, and I think a lot of people want to kind of automatically just say, hey, Horizon might be delayed, Halo's going to win Game of the Year. I think this is too early, and based off of what I played, there is a lot of work to do. And also, too, these are the other things that you have to realize. When Link asked about the wow factor, this game was being streamed all over the place, and I saw some people posting things like its draw of viewership wasn't too high on Twitch. Like it was like 9,000, 10,000. Like Splitgate actually was getting more pull. And then if you look at the big ones like Warzone and Call of Duty, 125, 130,000 on a Saturday night, and you got Halo sitting at 10. You know what I mean? The problem, and people be like, well, how's that a good metric? The thing is that this is a free-to-play game, and it needs that mind share. It needs a wow factor like Link brought up to draw people into interest. And I always bring this up, and I brought this up during my stream as well, was that Master Chief Collection exists on everything right now. The best Halo experiences are there. Maybe Halo 5 is not on PC, but Master Chief Collection in all its glory, and they're continuing to add, support and stuff for those games. Like, who's gonna pull off of that to go play this? And what is the draw to this?
Well,
Is there battle royale? Is it gonna be the vehicles? But this arena style stuff, like this really didn't. This felt like bare bones Halo 5. What I played, and to say game of the year anything with that, no way. I wouldn't even. I would be like, hopefully it's just a competent Halo game. Nonetheless,
there's two other things too that I wanted to bring up that I saw. One of the major ones was for that, because it's on the Xbox One, it's on the Series systems and the PC. One of the things that I saw, maybe to change at launch, from what I just go by with like some of the bigger sites that kind of looked at it. Is the frame rate being locked at 30 on that Xbox One, whether you're on a Series, whether you're on an X or you're on a S on the Xbox One side, it's at 30. And then on the Series systems, you have the choice between your 60, 120, probably also on the PC, you're going to have that choice, obviously. But for such a big user install base with the Xbox One, let's just say they're at 50 million. Let's just say they got 50 million consoles out there. For those people who are even thinking about jumping in as free to play, they got to play it at 30 versus the 6 or 7 million Series systems that have sold at 60, or let's just say 60. Majority of people are going to play at 60, and then the PC guys. So I think they're at a disadvantage. And I think that from what I'm seeing, if it's not going to be 60 on the previous generation, I think they should have shot for that. So it could be 60 across the board, or either be 30 across the board. I think when you have a whole generation of consoles where you're like, it can only play 30 here, and if you don't upgrade to your Series consoles, you can't play at 60. I think that, maybe they just said, hey, we got such a small user install base with the Xbox Series consoles. We can push 60 here because it won't really matter. I don't know.
Well,
what do you feel, what do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, looking at some of the analysis, I mean, the base Xbox drops to 540p regularly at 30 FPS, and it can't hold 30 FPS. So there's no way they're getting this game to run at 60. And the graphics, I mean, from what Digital Foundry says, it looks like a Switch port. So
exactly.
Again, they used that quote, right? They said that.
Yeah, they used that quote. Yes,
on the Xbox One S. So yeah, there's no way they're getting this game above 30.
What I'm asking, Link, is should they have made it 30 across the board on all consoles?
No, because no.
That's what I'm asking.
No, gaming is no. Gaming is a luxury, okay? Just like on PC. You got people with all kinds of configurations playing multiplayer games. You're gonna have people that have a rig that has a very outdated graphics card and an outdated CPU, and they may only be playing at 30. Whereas you got somebody with a 3090 with a super high-end CPU playing well above 120 FPS. You pay for what you get. If you're playing on an older gen console, you're gonna have a much worse experience. I feel like, I mean, that's just what it is.
I guess my thing is, I just imagine, because like for instance, like I got an Xbox One X. I don't have a Series system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, oh, it's pushing that 21, that it's pushing that 4K image, but it's running at 30. I'm like, they could have probably easily ran it on the X at 60. Why not run at 60?
No, because I don't think it could, because if you look, the X, is the resolution is dynamic, but it regularly runs at 1080p 30. So on the One X, so I think it's running at the frame rates that they could get the game to run at the resolutions that they could run it at on that engine.
Yeah, it is a tech thing too. So I'm sure it's not optimized because again, it wasn't really optimized on PC per se.
And then here's my second question. This is my second question. I know this is not fanboy shit. This is just me wanting the game to be exposed because the multiplayer. Now we're just speaking about the multiplayer, not even story. Because my feeling is because it's a free to play multiplayer. Do you think this game could be bigger if they said, because it's free to play, we're going to put this game on other consoles too? We're going to put this on PS4. We're going to put this on PS5. Just the multiplayer free to play part, because we want as much exposure and we want to compete in that category of the Fortnites, of the Call of Duties, of the Battlefields, of the Apex Legends. Do you think that would have been a better model? I know it probably wouldn't happen because they probably want you to sign an Xbox Live, but do you think that would have been a better model for them to say, look, the multiplayer is going to be everywhere. The story, it just stays on Xbox, but that free-to-play version goes everywhere. Do you think that would have been a better model for exposure?
I think the game should be on platforms such as PC and Xbox. I don't think putting it on PlayStation would help this game that much.
You don't think it would help?
I think the thing
I mean, I
is
think
that
it would help, but I don't think not really. I don't think it would make a huge difference. I just don't think people care about Halo that much.
I'm talking about the free to play part. I think being on a platform that has 100 and close to 120 install base would really help that game, even if it's running at 30.
The thing is, Frog, the one thing I'm going to say is that, you know, the fact that it is separate from the campaign and the fact that it is free to play, like they did not bundle this together and being, all in Game Pass. They actually said this is a free to play. This is independent of Game Pass, what we're playing, and they're really banking on this battle pass and the seasons. And I think they did a good job with the messaging about that you could choose what battle pass you want to do. But the battle pass that I experienced in here, they give a left shoulder pad at number 14, and then level 15 they give you the right shoulder pad. And the problem is, and this is where I'm going to show example, because I was queuing it up about this is when, and I'm going to say this too. I've been afraid about this ever since Microsoft said day and date off first party games from 3 years ago. I was like, what does that mean to what they're going to do to compromise the games for a service, to compromise the games for a subscription? And they're going to change the games to do that. So this is an example. They did this called the friend or foe system. And they decided to sell you customizations, or to be enticed for a battle pass, you should be able to put any color spot in that you want to have. Red, blue, green, purple. And we're going to have those as unlocks. We're going to call them armor skins.
Okay.
Now, in order to do that, though, to differentiate the team colors, we're going to have these shields that I was mentioning before we were talking about the resolution stuff. Right. These shields give you that glow. I'm going to show you how it works in here, and wherever it gave the feedback, this has to be fixed. But this is a compromise that was made to sell you skins, to sell you customizations, to sell you personalizations, because that is where the money Microsoft wants. So when we talk about compromises and services, and people go, no, our games are going to be fine in the future, tell me what Fable looks like in a Game Pass. That's always been my thing. Well, this is what Halo looks like. So look at the example right here. I'm going to show you. So in Halo Infinite, that's the service. To sell this customization, here's the aura, right? The red. I'm shooting this person here, and you could see. Now watch. Here's he glowing, right? And now he's this glowing red thing. But look, right now, he has no shield on him. There was no pop. There was nothing. But he still has that red glow around him. So you look at this person, you're not going to think that he has shields down. Because that's always the thing in Halo. You want to capitalize when somebody's shields are down. So if you see somebody in a firefight, you're not going to jump in. You're going to wait till those shields are down and steal the kill, right? This guy, because he has this aura around him now, because of the compromises they made for customization, nonetheless, he's on the red team, but he's blue. Trying to figure that out, right? So he's blue, but he's on the red team, so I got to get him. So now his shields are down, so I'm going to shoot him. Now he's dead. Now let's jump to Halo 5, right? Halo 5, watch the difference now when it's red and blue team and when compromises weren't made for customizations. Watch. Look how clear the shield disperses. See? Look, there's the pop. Pop. The shield pop. Now here's you even see it on your own self. Watch this guy. Watch the pop. See how his shield goes? He's yellow. There's the pop. Now I know he has no shield. And then he has like static stuff. Now they're going to go to the next one. Watch this next guy with the pistol. You see the pop. It's a much more satisfying shooting and gameplay with that. And they chose to like just kind of phone it in with this red and blue shield and make the shield the color of the enemy for the sake of customizations to sell you the thing. And you'll see, like, when they have no shield, see, he had the pop. You could see that pop from a mile away. This pop,
right?
This guy just coming across, his shield popped. You know to shoot him at the head.
Mm-hmm.
Watch him. The second guy. Here comes the second guy. Watch him. Let's see if I get him. Pop. Boom. He's done. No shield. There's no aura around him. He's done. Shoot him. One headshot. He's done. So see how gameplay now has been influenced because of passes and battle passes and personalizations and microtransactions. Taking Halo and turning it into a Fortnite has changed what we've been expected of Halo. And this is Halo 5. Same team made this game. Nonetheless, you look at Halo 5, this is the Halo 5 beta. Okay, this is the Halo 5 beta. So I'm trying to compare early Halo 5 to early Halo Infinite. This launched with 5 maps, multiplayer, a bunch of different things. This was Halo 5. And this was a beta that ran for like a month or so. I think from December to January. Infinite, they didn't even turn on the multiplayer for 2 hours on Sunday night to play Versus. And that was it.
What is going on with? Are they not confident in the game? What is it?
I don't know what it is. I don't know. From what I've seen,
why would you do a beta? Why would you do a beta with bots? I don't understand.
I don't.
Yeah,
well,
I
they're trying to do the AI. Like I think there were bots in Reach. There were bots like even Gears has bots in it. Like they were testing. They're trying to test this out. And this is Halo 5 that I'm showing right here, and you could see, the visual like standout of whose shields are down and what shields on. But this whole testing of bots and AI and stuff, they were stopping and reloading. They were see the pop. Oh man, that's what I was looking for when I was trying to play the game. And
I was going to ask Link a question also.
Yeah,
because if I'm not mistaken, when I play Halo 5 on my Xbox One X, it runs at 60. And I know that was something that
I'm gonna run my other one.
And when I look at Halo Infinite, I don't see a huge a major graphical leap. So I'm just wondering why that game couldn't run at 60. Whether it's at 4K or not, it runs at 60, and that's why I'm confused at why they can't get that game, or if at launch, because from what I heard, there's a performance and a quality mode, but if it don't seem to affect anything, so maybe at launch, maybe it will run at 60, but I know Halo on Xbox One X runs at 60. When I play it, it runs at 60. That's why I was wondering, why couldn't they get this to run at 60 on the Xbox One X?
I don't know, dude.
That's a confusing thing. It doesn't look so far.
Well, this is the one map. I thought this map was pretty good here. And then this is the gun I don't like. See, and even that, like the effects, like this bizarre map, I thought looked different. It was definitely a cool different aspect, because everything has just been seemed like this Halo ODST futuristic flat metal panels arena shooter, where this one was more of a Call of Duty-esque, but also like it was interesting seeing Spartans running around like a kind of a realistic type environment, rather than these kind of metal Oni type bases and stuff like that. But the shotgun now is called the Bulldog.
Okay.
But the thing is like, this is where I'm saying, like, and even, my God, look at even that effect, like that. Look at the. So I'm hoping that they add all these graphical effects and stuff like that, because they've scaled back a lot from Halo 5. And the thing is too, is that this is a brand new engine. Why does this look so familiar to Halo 5? Like, I thought that this would be different. Remember, like, doing like Modern Warfare compared to like Modern Warfare 3 versus like the new engine, and that goes to like. You have a new engine. It should hold a little bit different, different capabilities. And this basically is just like a toned down Halo 5. Like, remember when they first showed the slip space, dude?
Yeah. I mean, but okay. Kind of like what back to what Froz was saying. I think he said something about the game running at 60, the Halo 5. Halo 5 ran at 60.
It does. Yeah, it runs at 60.
On all Xbox Ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why can't
it doesn't look? I've just seen it on YouTube. I hadn't actually played the game, but I don't see like any graphical improvements really for this game to be so demanding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm confused about. But Digital Foundry and a lot of people did say when they played on the console there was a performance and a quality mode, but it didn't seem to make a difference whether you put it on either one. So I'm wondering if at launch maybe it will run at 60 in this. You know what I'm saying? Like
on the base consoles,
right?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's gonna be rough, man.
But listen, the base Xbox One runs at 540p at 30, and it can't hold 30.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And they said the game looks like a Switch port. So
40p,
what could they lower to get it? And you got to think the One X has a much more powerful GPU, but the CPU is not that much more faster. Right. It's overclocked, but it's not. So it still has those limitations. So I just don't see, because if you look at gosh dang it, the Series S version of the game, it also runs, it drops to 540p when it's running at 120. Damn. 120. When you're playing at 120,
yes,
the Series S version does drop to 540p. So now it doesn't stay.
This new engine sucks, and Patience says
it does drop.
Dude, this is Halo 4. Dude, look at Halo 4. Jesus.
They zoomed in on that 540p.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
You think they're just trying to get people to buy into their series systems because they're like, hey, it can run 60
I think so.
or 1. Like, I think the 120, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I think that anything is trying to push 120. Most people, I think that there's a small percentage of people who are playing at probably less than 1%. I would say the majority of people are playing at 60 because they're playing on TVs. So I don't see why the 120 is necessary. It's nice to say you can do it, but why try to push for that?
So I think as far as those modes go, as far as those modes that the toggles don't really work, I think what that is like, okay, you can play the game at 60, you can play it at 120, but you have to set it at the system level for the game to set. So I think those toggles are going to be enabled, and you'll be able to toggle between the two modes inside the game instead of.
I think right now, I think the specs right now, like they're running. I think this thing was not optimized, so I will hold off on what this thing is going to have on those other ones because.
Man, I'm going
to tell you what it's not going to have. This right here. So this is Halo 4 right now, and look at this, assassinations. Boom, that is not in Halo Infinite right there. They do not have that in Halo Infinite.
Didn't they say the reason they didn't do assassination?
Not at launch, they said.
Yeah,
that we start already.
They said the reason is because of the animations.
Yeah, because they want to sell you animations. I'm sure in the Battle Pass.
They're going to sell you
another compromise. They're going to sell you. Why? Because they sold them in Gears 5. The head stomp. Remember, the head stomp was like $5. The head, they sold you assassinations.
Logical nonsense, that makes sense because Logical Nonsense says Frog. He said it will make the Series S look bad if the last gen ran at 60 as well.
Yeah. So you look and then you could see how you across the map and the pop. This is Halo 4. So we are 2 Halos removed. Halo 4 came out what 2010. When did Halo 4 come out? 2000 when? 8?
It was the end of. It was
10?
the end of. It was the end of the Xbox 360 era, basically. Right, the last couple of years.
Right. It was right there.
So this is and this is the thing.
It was a pretty clean looking game too,
dude. Look at the effects and stuff. How do we come from Halo 4 on the 360, and then you come into Halo 5 now, and it's just we are losing things.
Halo 4
because of service.
Halo 4 in the Master Chief Collection looks pretty dang good.
Man, that does. Amazing. Yes, it does. I know. I went back to play.
It runs and it's 4K 120. Yes, and it looks really good.
That game looks really good.
And I know what else. Another thing that they added too is that Spartan callouts. The hear this, Frog. They're called Spartans, right? They're in war. The Spartan is yelling over yonder.
Huh?
Yeah, over yonder. That's what he's like. He's like over yonder. I'm like, cowboys. I have no clue, but I don't know what war scenario do you have somebody yelling over yonder. Yes, weird. The Spartan is yelling out over yonder.
I do like the way that bizarre map looks. I don't know what it is about this map. It just
this map actually was was decent because the other maps, I'm telling you, they had no. This had some underground, some tunnels, some interesting stuff underground. Where that other map had nothing. It was just It was just a map with just up and down. That was about it.
This doesn't take away the fact that I'm excited to play it. I just don't think, from what I'm
Here's
seeing,
the
I don't think
fruit gate.
It doesn't look like what I thought it was gonna be like.
It doesn't look like it's.
Look, I did Fruitgate too, but I didn't make a big deal out of it though.
There you go.
But I will. But you know what though? I mean, this game is. Gosh, you know what? I'm not gonna go there. I was gonna say maybe it's because it's cross-gen, but then we saw Horizon Forbidden West running on the PS5, and that game looks so much better than the original Horizon, which did look really good. So I think saying that it's a cross-gen title is a cop-out.
Exactly. You know what, Link? That's funny because that's what they said on Digital Foundry. He's like, well, the effects don't look that good because it's a cross-gen game. But meanwhile, they were all duped saying that how amazing Horizon looked and Spider-Man going, this could only be done on next-gen. You know? So, like, it is a cop-out. It is an excuse.
This team, what this really is, it is an Xbox One game. You know, it doesn't look like, it definitely doesn't look like it was built. It looks, and they even said it, the graphical settings are pretty much identical.
It is. It's just resolution.
On the Series X to what they look like on the One X, other than the frame rate. So
frame rate, right.
If all it looks like they did, it was boosted the it's even running at the same resolution.
Same popping too.
So it's pretty much running at the same resolution. So I mean, what?
So it's the frame rate. That's
just
the
higher
only
frames.
You want to see? Look, Frog, I did Fruitgate too. I didn't even realize this is before it was a thing. So you saw it here first, Grinders. Look, I did Fruitgate.
This is my reason that I said in a conversation this week, and I said I didn't feel a need to upgrade yet because I kind of felt like, well, if my current Xbox One X can just still play this game, even if it's at 30, I don't want to upgrade just for 60 or 120. Especially when I don't have at least 10, especially when I don't have at least 10 solid titles that I can buy on the system, day one.
Well,
I can't.
I will buy a new console for one game. I'm
not saying I won't, but I'm just saying it has to be that game.
I get it, but
you know what I'm saying?
If there's something out there that I see that I want it, But yeah, I mean, right now, like I was looking forward to Halo. I can say from what I've seen so far, it hasn't increased my excitement level for the game. If anything, it's kind of lowered it a little bit. But maybe they'll get it.
They said they might have another one. They might have one probably on a larger scale, and I'm sure they'll introduce the vehicles to that one. But this is the thing. One. It's like first off, game is in this kind of state right now after a year delay. And now they're showing this now a few months from launch. We still don't know. And, people are looking at the fruit physics. The fruit disappeared. The magical fruit. The fruit disappeared. That's the Fruitgate. But the thing is that, they're ready. And this is that other equipment thing, that stupid thing, that shootout that just does a tag.
Where's the next gen? Where's the destructibility in the levels? Where's the things that make this game? Yeah, where are things that really take this game to the next level?
I don't know.
That's the problem. So that's where, and I feel that, with Halo 4 to Halo 5, there was a jump. They added, that war zone, that big battle. They added all the 60. Mobility. They added that paintball type mode, that VR mode. It was bigger. And what's interesting is we're going to go, grinders, if you are a long-term grinder, you'll know what I'm going to go to right now, because this thing is exactly what Link is talking about. And Bonnie Ross said it in 2019. Let me go to my where is my playlist here? She said, just to summarize it, but I'd rather have her say it. Oh, where is the
people are saying that Halo was never a graphical showpiece. That's a lie, because Halo 2 really did push the original Xbox, and Halo 4 at the end of the Xbox 360 generation was a really good looking game for that console. So people who are, saying these things are only trying to lower your expectations when you should be raising them for this next generation first party AAA game. This is their flagship. This is a game that put Xbox on the map.
Yep. And here's my answer to you right here. Yeah. So Bonnie Ross said this in February 26, 2019. Everybody asking for the next big thing with Halo. She kind of said exactly what this is and exactly what we're playing right now. So first I'll let you hear what she said here. And where is it?
We can keep adding. I think it's like we keep.
So here, I'll make sure everybody hears this because this is very interesting of how she speaks about the change from Halo 4 to Halo 5 to now the new Halo and how it's not an additive experience. Here, listen to what she has to say.
We have research on what players play, but when you look at what our DNA is and you look at research on people, it is a beloved story, and it is like a perfectly orchestrated sandbox for a multiplayer as well. One of the things that Bungie saw, as much as we do, you can't take a feature away from Halo. I mean, we need to be able to, but the audience definitely wants it to be additive, which then, Halo 4, biggest Halo game ever. We promised we were not going to do that with Halo 5. Halo 5, the biggest Halo game ever. And so I think it's like we keep adding things on versus kind of taking a step back and saying, what is really important? And how do we get that right and make sure that we really are focusing on what's the right story to tell, what's the right multiplayer experience, and then learning what we did with both Halo 5 and MCC, we can keep adding things on. So how do you kind of look at making sure that with each beat that we are doing the right thing?
So there you go. Halo 4, biggest game ever. We're not going to do that with Halo 5. Halo 5, biggest game ever, an additive experience. But now we're going to take a step back, see what works, and then as we see with Halo 5 and as we've done with Master Chief Collection, we could always add later. Service game definition right there. Well, and as soon as she said this 2 years ago, it was fear-mongering to say Halo is going to be in trouble. And then where are we now? 2 years later, played it. Things are missing. It's scaled back. It's not additive. It's not the next big thing that we expect from the biggest franchise. Again,
and people saying, like, people who played the beta and already talking about this being game of the year, from what they've given you to play so far, I don't know how you can, like you said earlier, how you can be saying that right now.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
You got a small piece of a free-to-play game, and so the delivery method, and I've stated this many times, the way that in which they are delivering the game, whether it be a service, free-to-play, or $70, full price title, is directly going to impact your experience in the game, because this being a free-to-play game, there's going to be a heavy emphasis on customization and microtransactions, because it seems like they're chasing this Fortnite, Apex, Warzone crowd with this game, and so they've taken their flagship title and they're basically going to chop it up and piece it out over time. Instead of giving you a full multiplayer experience because it's free to play, they're going to trickle the content out, and there's going to be a heavy emphasis on the customization. And just like Jez was saying, with the Spartans being able to be different colors and just having a silhouette that gives you an indication of which team the person's on. I get it, because they want you to be able to see all these different armor pieces that you can purchase. But this is directly impacting the experience you're having with the game. So,
and that's always the thing. And to wrap it up too, like, I want to say, like, the game is a competent shooter. Like, I'm measuring this based off of the previous Halos, which you should when it's the sixth iteration of a franchise and the biggest franchise and the franchise that actually created Xbox. This, you have a higher standard of this, and you would think that this one, especially how long it's been in development, would, start showing some promise as, like, this is going to be the next big thing in the multiplayer shooter area. And from what I played, it's a competent shooter, but like I said, there are better ones out there, and even the previous Halo ones seem to be better. They need to have what differentiates this from the other Halo games to pull people into this. And with this beta, with this technical alpha, which I think, and the reason why I'm saying this is probably because people, if it's negative, people are automatically going to say it's a technical alpha. You can't say that. But on the other end, people are saying that it could be game of the year, and this is a technical alpha. So choose your poison. Which one you want to say? Excuses why it looks like shit, or this is the best Halo game you ever played. I'm going to tell you right now, this game, they wouldn't have allowed, if there was so much more to this game that they had, and this game wasn't like gonna look like this, they wouldn't allow people to stream it all over the place and be no NDA on this thing. They would hide this behind a closed to private technical test, and then they would add everything later if they really didn't want. But they're showing this game right now as it is. This is your first impression of Halo multiplayer, and I don't think it's the best one. And if they really had that much like oomph and polish and graphics and all this stuff, I don't think they would have been so forthcoming in letting everybody stream this stuff. They would kind of hold it a little close to home, maybe just some insiders, don't share out any video or don't stream it, give us your input and stuff like that. And they didn't. They just went all out going, here it is, take it what it is. And that's why I feel like this is definitely closer, not the final representation, but definitely something that it's going to be close to what you're going to expect. And also, too, my history with what Microsoft has done, Sea of Thieves, there's only 3 missions. This sucks. Chill, man. It's just a beta. Why are you being critical? It's just a beta. It launched with 3 types of missions. Crackdown 3. Hey, I can't invite my friends to play Crackdown. Dude, why you feel? It's just the alpha. Calm down. It's just a beta of Crackdown 3. You can invite friends, I'm sure, at launch. No, you didn't. You had to wait a year. You had to wait a month and a half for them to add that to it. It launched without that capability. So they are sometimes representative of what's going to be there. They might add some graphical effects. I really want to see how the big team battle works. But right now, the arena combat, I wish this thing had some sort of like amazingness to it, that you're playing this going, oh my God, this is going to be even better, amplified to the next level when they add vehicles to it. Right now, it needs vehicles to make this thing seem better than what it is.
Look at this game and then look at something like Battlefield.
I know, Battlefield's next level. Like
the game is dynamic. There's things that are going on in the map. Halo just seems very static.
Exactly.
It doesn't seem
very lifeless.
Like there's a whole lot going on. And I get it. The game is like at its heart Xbox One title. There are games on the Xbox One platform.
But this is Halo. This has got to be the best. Halo 5 looked incredible. Halo 4 looked great for what they were on. The platforms they were on.
This game just seems so watching someone play, watching a few streams and watching people play the game. Yes, the fundamentals, the foundation seems solid, but it just doesn't seem like it doesn't have that wow factor. It just doesn't seem
Why does it? Why I see people go, why? It's Halo. Like if it's not happening with this, then I don't know how you can sit here and go like like all the other Xbox games. If Halo needs to get the most love, right? This needs the most love. If this thing is being kind of dumped out, kicked to the curb, saying, tell us what you think about it, what do you think the other games are going to look like in the first-party arsenal? You know what I mean? What do you think they're going to do with Fables? What do you think they're going to do? You think these games are going to be super polished or something like that? If they're letting Halo go out the way, this is the best of the best. 500 employees, 500 million budget, 6 years in the making. It shouldn't just be a competent shooter that has less stuff than Halo 5. This thing needed to be and especially free to play. There is so much competition right now, Splitgate being one of them, where this game from like a couple of devs is now taking the world by storm as a free to play. It's everywhere, cross-play. It has great shooting mechanics, and it has a twist with having portal guns in it. The thing is that there's so much Apex Legends, Warzones. There are so many free to play models out there and free-to-play games. There is so much competition, and then Battlefield is another one. Dude, and this is supposed to be a new engine. New engine doesn't mean new graphics. It means new bugs. It means new, like, we're starting at ground zero, and that's kind of where it looks like. They're scaling this thing back, and they're going to keep adding stuff to it. And the thing is that, oh, there's one my game froze right here. But, like, the thing is that, you know, if people don't have the patience and interest right now, who's going to have the interest 2 years from now? While you start adding more things to it. Like, they needed to hit, and hopefully they got some more stuff. And trust me, I did the survey. It was long as hell, but the stuff that they were asking in that survey, it was like my first Halo game. It was like everything. Like, it wasn't like, hey, what'd you think about it? Dude, this was like, well, what do you think our respawn times like? What do you think about this thing? What do you think about this weapon? Rate each weapon. Do this thing. Like, it was like everything from soup to nuts that I was like, holy shit! Like, they need feedback on this stuff. Does anybody play the game, or is anybody playing this game? Because it's almost like build a Halo. That's what I felt like doing this stuff. Like, the feedback was like build a Halo game. Like, you are the developers. You need to have a vision. Now, this is Halo. I was actually playing Halo Reach here. You are the devs. You got to have a vision. You can't just put out a shell of a game like this that has some good has some competent shooting and some bots, and be like, yeah, tell us what you want, and you can't, like, listen to the community 100%. Like, you got to have your vision and look how cheap those pop armors. It looks so horrible. I'm looking at it right now, and that is something that needs to get fixed immediately. Like, just watch this guy just glow red. Like, it's horrible. It looks like horrible effects. Like, it looks like a cheesy indie thing. Like, this guy, like, watch this. He doesn't even pop. Like, he just glows red. This needed to be more. I think that having this share out there, I don't think this was a great first impression. I think people are just satisfied that it's a competent Halo shooter, and some of the moves that they made where they got rid of the Halo 5 stuff. But, you know, I was hearing somebody go like, well, the people who've been playing Halo 3 for the long... Yeah, watch this thing right here. This part. Well, this guy just glows. He's blue. He's red team, though. There you go. There's no pop. He just glows red, and then it goes away. And that's why if you were a Halo player, the pop is what it's all about, like the pop of the shields, and knowing, like, that's the satisfying. That's why the guns felt like they weren't doing it. Like, it didn't give you good satisfaction. It felt empty and lifeless. So hopefully they add all that stuff to it, plus some better maps, battle passes. I think the new weapons, they didn't introduce a lot of new alien weapons. They didn't introduce, like, you know, really, like, I'm like sitting here going, they should have said, hey, there's alt fires for every gun. Like, new feature in Halo Infinite, all the guns have like a secondary shot, like a grenade, or maybe they shoot out a ping, or the rocket launcher could be set up as a sentry. Like, you know, make Halo, where's that draw? Where's the next thing for Halo? And this does not feel like the next thing for Halo, unfortunately, from what I played right now. Not to say I'm not going to play this, but my final thought is that, I will play it. I will try it. I'll see how it goes. But I don't know, just like Gears 4 and 5, how long this is going to hold the interest. And I think this might be, the typical people might just still play in this thing, but this needed to be bigger. If people want Xbox and Game Pass and all this shit to be relevant, this needs to be bigger than what it is. And right now, this is just like, hey, man, it's Halo. It's cool. Like, it's good. It can't be just good. It needs to be, what God of War is to PlayStation, what Naughty Dog is to Sony. It needs to be what Mario is. This is Halo. There's nothing bigger than this. And if this is getting the mediocre treatment, like, hey, it's competent, then what are you going to say about all the other franchises? If they're not confident in Halo, they're not confident in Fable. They're not confident in Avowed. They're not confident in friggin' Grounded. They're not confident in these games. They got to be confident with Halo, and they are tiptoeing with this game. So hopefully they fix a lot of this stuff. There's been times when I played a beta or played an early thing, and it wasn't the great, and then it got better. So I'm hoping this has that. But hey, man,
Man,
it is what it is, dude.
You know, it's unfortunate that there's some people who are just so stuck on fanboy stuff they can't see.
It's just about beating Sony, Frog. Sometimes it's just about Sony taking an L. And meanwhile, Halo is devolving in front of our eyes.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want a good Halo game. I don't care about beating Sony. At the end of the day, give me a good Halo game. Give me a good gaming experience. If this game is just not it's not going to keep the people content. It's just like when Gears came out. Gears fell off real quick. Some people will say, "Oh, it didn't. It fell off real quick." A lot of their games are just not what they used to be, and I think that the Game Pass is the reason why they went to Game Pass because the games just aren't selling as big. They just don't. People don't stay with their games like they used to, and it kind of hurts.
Next big thing, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of hurts because it's like, damn. When I was a primary 360 player back in the day, that's where my friends went. When the PS4 came out, my friends went to PS4, and now all of my friends that are Xbox players that went from PS4 are on PS5. Most of my friends that I play with were Xbox people.
Yeah.
You ask them why they switched and why they went to PlayStation 4, and there's various different reasons, but the majority of it is, well, I got a bigger library over here, and they're just different experiences.
Yeah.
And I can play almost everything I can play here. I can, on Xbox, I can play on PlayStation, but I get a bigger variety of games. And then, like, a lot of the franchise they just don't like anymore. They don't like the Halos. They don't like the Gears. They don't like, what I'm saying? Like, Forza's the same, kind of like to them. They're like, Forza's good, but it's like we don't need one every
Forza
year.
looks great. And, I saw Forza Horizon. I'm going to play that, definitely. But that looks great. But, like,
and so...
There's a lot just to just looks too, Frog. Like there's a lot just to just like, and that's why I said I don't want to be so like this game looks horrible because it doesn't look as good as the other ones because it's real early, dude.
It doesn't look horrible, but I think that we had a bigger expectation from the name Halo. Like when Naughty Dog comes out with The Last of Us or an Uncharted or any game, we have a high expectation. When Insomniac does anything, we have a high. Certain studios, you have high expectation. When Square is like, we're making a new game, we have high expectations because of the games they've made in the past. And then when you get a game like this, you're like, yo,
Frog, and you're 6 in, dude.
Like,
you're 6 Halos in there. This is the big one. Also, you have a next-gen console. Like, there's a lot of expectations here. And, I scratch my head and going, what would a Halo look like if Game Pass and this whole Microsoft thing that they switched in 2016 existed? Like, I don't think Halo 4 and 5, it was on a good trajectory. Like, it was getting better. Like, I was hyped for Halo 5. I played tons of Halo 5. And you know what else, too? Halo 5's problem wasn't the multiplayer. So we shouldn't be here going like, oh my God, at least they got the multiplayer right. Dude, Halo 5 multiplayer was fine. It was great. Yeah. Like, they had all variety. The problem, they had some missing content, like Big Team Battle and No Infection. And, they kind of dropped the ball on the maps and made just Forge maps. But, like, the multiplayer was great in Halo. And the multiplayer was great. Like, they never had an issue. It was the story and the PR with the whole goddamn friggin' Halo and the story campaign, which, they're hiding it with this one. But anyway, I'll probably have more to say on Halo as we keep going and things like that and more stuff comes out. But I want to thank everybody. I'm going to have to wrap it up because we're going to have to go eat dinner. Thank you guys, Link and Frog, for coming on for the early edition of the Gaming Grindhouse. I wanted to get it out there for this week for the grinders to give them a different time. So some that always miss it at 8:30 at night into the grinding at night, at least they had some sort of late afternoon, early evening one. And, please share this out. If you're new, subscribe. It's going to be a grind to the 1,000 grinders, but we're trying to get there. So whatever you do to help out and, share it out and get the subs, to your friends, other grinders. Let's grow this Grindhouse. I want to put in the pool. I know Buck Roger likes hanging out by the bar. He wants a pool. So we need the 1,000 for the pool. So Buck is always on the patio saying, where's my pool? So we got to get that for him. But thank you again. Link, Frog, tell everybody where to find you. Frog, get on there and, let them know where to get you.
Frog,
your new channel, too.
Yeah, Frog's Dreams on Twitters. You also can find me on my new channel with my crew, WYB2. WYB2 on Twitter. And then as far as YouTube, it's WYB Crew. We're streaming Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Hey, stay safe out there in those streets. because man, this going to get crazy toward the end of the year, man, with all this stuff going on. So stay safe, man.
Stay safe, exactly.
Up.
Yep,
stay
it's
masked
wild,
up. Stay
dude.
away from people if you can, and just enjoy playing games. I can't wait to see y'all on Halo this holiday. I'm looking forward to playing it. Even though,
we're definitely trying it. I'm gonna play it, definitely.
I'm definitely gonna be there day one. I'm gonna be there day one. Me and the crew will be there. We're gonna play. I'm probably gonna have fun. But hopefully that 343 can take the comments of the fans that have been there, because I've been there since the beginning of OG Xbox, and they can listen and they can really adjust this game to make this game a better experience for everybody all around. But yeah, that's where you guys can find me.
All right, cool, man. Link.
You won't find me unless you hear me hopping on some of these different podcasts and these shows, and thanks again for giving me the opportunity to come on here and share my opinions, my thoughts.
No problem, man.
And it was a great show.
Thank you. It was awesome.
And I got that email with that PS5 beta invite.
Yeah, I'm checking mine too, man. I see some people already putting the hard drives in, screws and all. Oh my god.
Yeah. I didn't buy
anything yet either. Nope.
I will be getting one, but I'm waiting. Just because right now I don't see the huge need for me personally to do it. But I see the reason why some people are doing it. But for me, I'm going to wait a little bit.
Well, I'm trying.
I do want to try out some of the other features in the beta. So
yeah, likewise, I want to get into. I want to see that cool stuff there. Oh, and actually, one thing I wanted to mention too. I noticed this last night when Frog and I was playing. I don't know when they did this, but whatever you're doing, if you double tap the PlayStation button, it brings up the party chat and the party room. I didn't know that, so I was like, whoa, because you could share your screen, weird, drop party, and it goes right into that. So you don't have to hit the PlayStation button, go into the party tab, and then launch it. You could just double tap. So there you go. I didn't realize that thing. But anyway, thank you again, Grinders. Hit that like button, share it out. Hopefully you like the early bird edition of the Grinds My Gears, the Grind Gaming Grindhouse. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. And sorry for the technical difficulties up front. Third time seemed to be a charm, so I had to reboot because OBS had to update and messed up everything. So thank you for hanging through with that, and hit that like button, share it out, and hit the subscribe if you're new. On our way to 1,000 Grinders. Good night, everybody. Be safe, and check me out. I'll be on the Saltiest Podcast later on tonight. Oh, man, I got to fix my